So new arrivals in 3 weeks.
Okay.
1930 International 6-speed special 1-ton truck.
Yeah.
Green and black over black. Family owned since 1967. Great for parades. Not unlike the Army trucks that we have out in front of our building. If you haven't driven by our building lately, you're going to freak out.
It's a wow. Where are you going to find 3 Edsels for absolute auction sale?
No reserve, sell for whatever they bring. Lots of Army trucks, lots of different stuff. There's some Cadillacs, there's a GTO, there's, most of the stuff barn find, no title, doesn't run, no keys, no gas.
Yeah, I just saw a really pretty white BMW coupe. What is
635?
You don't want that car.
No, you don't want
that.
Somebody got their eye on it.
Yeah, you don't want that one. That one's no good.
No.
And I appreciate if everybody's no. That's one I think all of us like here, but that and the Edsel station wagon. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, other new arrivals, the International 6-speed special 1-ton. This is a parade veteran. 3-speed manual. Got a 2-speed rear end, which gives it a little more go down the highway. The 1966 Ford Mustang convertible.
Yeah.
Vintage burgundy over parchment. This is a good driver quality. It's got some GT add-ons that are not factory. It wasn't a factory GT car, but it's got some of that on it. The 289 cubic inch 2-barrel with a C4 automatic. So it's a driver. It's a fun driver. And you don't have to have a 4-barrel, and you don't have to have a manual transmission. As a matter of fact, I'd argue that driving your Mustang around town would be more fun with an automatic than it was for a 4-speed.
For sure.
So with a 4-speed, if you go over about 45, 50 miles an hour, it's going to feel like you need another gear. With an automatic, it doesn't do that. So I think you would get much more enjoyment out of it that way. Nothing wrong with the 4-speed or a 5-speed or whatever you decide to do. But as far as enjoyable, and the 2-barrel is plenty of fuel to the engine. It works just fine.
And it's convertible.
And it's convertible. And it's burgundy over parchment.
Very nice.
Oh, parchment is just a fancy name for white.
Yeah.
So how about the 1947 Lincoln Continental Convertible Cabriolet? Now, this is an interesting car. It needs work, but it's priced really right.
I was going to say that. I was going to say, it really is. A lot of car for the money.
A lot of car for the money. Grotto blue over dark blue, 33,000 actual miles, 292 cubic inch V12. 3-speed manual with overdrive, power windows and top. It's a diamond in the rough. It really is. This could be a fun restoration project that I think we'll see done. I think it's one of those ones. I don't always recommend restoring cars. And certain cars, especially if they're not terribly valuable, you're going to just put yourself so upside down when you try to restore them. Something like this is kind of one of those ones that I think you could restore, spend some money on, and when it came time to sell it, you could at least get your money back, if not a little bit more. And not that it's always about getting your money back. Listen, but that's the number one question we get if guys buy projects is, if I restore it, where am I going to be? How much am I going to have in it? And same with these auction cars that we have. What makes sense to restore and what makes sense just to part out? Now, most of these auction cars that we have don't have titles, so that pretty much limits you to what you can and can't do. And if you use them for parts, that's one thing. If you use it if you want to get it roadworthy, then you're going to have to go through whatever your state requires you to do. We don't know how to do that. We're not going to tell you how to do it because we don't know how to do it, and we're not going to learn how to do it because it's not what we're going to do for this collection. They want to sell this absolute. They don't have the wherewithal to get titles for all these things in a timely manner, and it has to be settled by the court. And so, their loss is your gain. So
now, if you had a dealer license, you could drive that on a dealer tag if it didn't have a title, correct? If you had a bill of sale,
you
probably
could.
If you had one that was roadworthy and safe, etc.
Possibly.
From another state, not certainly here.
Yeah, don't do it here, and don't say that I said to do it here.
No,
that was JR. He lives at 107. No, it's that's an interesting question. I don't really know the answer to that. It might be that is exactly the answer, that you could do that. But again, check with if your goal is to buy it and to restore one of these cars, then check, figure out your options. And maybe talk to a buddy who knows something about it, who's done it in the past. Maybe there's options that are out there that we don't even know about. So I'll just leave it at that, and you figure it out from there on your own. Another new arrival, the 1986 Citroen 2CV6 Club. This is a neat little car, Rouge Bolero over gray and plaid. Very rarely seen model. You just don't see these.
Plus, when you do, aren't they the sort of maroon over black?
Mostly, a lot of maroon over black, and this is a red over gray and plaid. It's interior. Really a striking little car, and it's a lot of fun to drive. So, other new arrival, the 1987 Land Rover Defender. These are cool.
Yeah,
they are so
my
cool.
vibe right there.
Yeah, it's kind of a go anywhere, do anything. Oh, I can make it up that hill. Oh, I can make it over that log. Oh, I can make it up that to the Wawa.
It's like one of those. It's like almost like a G-Wagon. They were once military vehicles.
Yeah,
and now they're
very heavy duty.
Yeah, heavy duty.
That's the thing about a G-Wagon is that, and I was telling my wife this the other day. One came in for sale, and she wanted one, but they are more heavy duty industrial than they are luxurious.
Right.
That's what they are. That's what they were built for. And that's what you're looking for. And a lot of people just swear by them. They love them because they feel safe in them. If you're driving down the road, you got a lot of steel and a lot of protection. And if you get in a mucky situation, they'll about climb out of anything. So they'll practically pull themselves out. So if you get a chance and it's something you're interested in, check that one out. It's got a 2.5 liter diesel 4-cylinder. So, but very torquey.
Yep.
Very, very torquey. So how about the 2007?
Yep. I love that car.
2007 Chevrolet Corvette 3LT pace car convertible, atomic orange over ebony, 18,000 actual miles, 6-liter, 400 horsepower V8. And if you think 400 horsepower is light, go drive that car and tell me how light it is, because it's not. 400 horsepower is nice in that car. It's got plenty of go. I can tell you that these cars are 600 or 700 horsepower. I would venture that if you could put a computer on every one and tell how far that the gas pedal was pushed down on these cars, unless it's just a guy who's a lunatic, they never get pushed past half throttle because that's plenty. It goes like stink at half throttle and way faster than you can ever go anywhere on a street. Now, if you get it out on the track, different story. But 400 horsepower, plenty. 400
horsepower in a fiberglass car is pretty good.
Yeah, one of 500 built, and this thing is showroom fresh.
It is
so
nice.
If you get a chance, check those out and some of our other inventory on our website.
The Classic Auto Mall Show with their host, Stuart Howden.